Hello and welcome back to Cocktails and Counterspells, our little Magic the Gathering podcast here on the CheckForTraps channel. Thank you very much for joining us. This is our end of year special. This is like episode 4 or 5 or something, but it's the end of year special, as it is the end of the year, and we're going to do what's the term? Like a retrospective of what's happened.
Recap?
A recap, yeah. Like a
YouTube rewind.
In hindsight situation of 2024 and like just the stuff that's happened in Magic, I guess. I'll introduce you guys for everyone rather than go around the table. It's Hailey and Dan, you know them from previous episodes. There you go. They're always here.
Still here, not fired yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Still
2025.
No. But yeah, we've decided to. I don't know. I say we've decided to. This is the show we do, so we're now going to focus an episode for a change, and this one's going to be on an entire year's worth of Magic releases, news, controversy, I guess, and whatnot. Right?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
And there'll be cocktails as well, because it's like in the name.
Yeah, it's required.
Yes, we all have a cocktail. Even me. One of the few times I actually make one.
It's the first.
But yeah, so to kick things off, I'm gonna throw it over to Dan. Because I asked, we prepped for this show, with it being a big year in Magic. Dan, can you give us a run through of all the sets that have been released this year? Because I feel like there's been one or two.
Yeah, I felt like there was a lot, and then I looked at the list, and it was even more than I thought it was.
Oh, really?
So I'm just gonna give you all of them. I think I have all of them except for the digital only ones.
Okay.
I'll just
The
so
alchemy ones and stuff.
Yeah, like that. So we started off in January with Ravnica Remastered.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of forgot about that. I didn't know that was this year. February we had Murders at Karlov Manor. And then the Fallout set in March. Thunder Junction came right after that in April. Then in June we had Modern Horizons 3, Assassin's Creed in July. And then Bloomborough came out in August. That's also technically when they released the Mystery Booster 2 set, which is sort of a set.
Yeah.
I included it because you can buy packs of it. Well, I mean, you can open packs of it.
Yeah.
Then we had Dustmorn in September, and then Foundations and Foundations Jumpstart in November. And then I think that is it.
Wow.
Which is
2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, maybe? 10 sets?
Yeah, in 10 months, because there was nothing in October and nothing in December.
Yeah.
I don't think so, no.
But yeah, when you think about the ratio, that's almost a 1-to-1 per month.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
So many sets.
That doesn't also include secret layers that come out.
I was going to say, if we went through that'd probably add another 10 to 15.
Yeah, because the secret layers, I felt like they did more of those than usual this year too. Because I feel like normally they have the quarterly seasonal super drops, and then there were all kinds of extra ones too.
Yeah, because we had just trying to think back, we had the D&D ones, we had the horror movie poster ones, we had the Hatsune Miku, we had the Marvel, we had the Monty Python,
Peach Monomoko.
Yeah,
all the
separate
different
Baldur's Gate one on top of the D&D.
True. Yeah, the Baldur's Gate 3 one. You had all the different artist series ones.
Those this year, which was really fun.
Yeah.
Wow. I think it might not have been this year, but there was also the ones that the Goblin selfies, the Instagram Goblin posts.
Oh yeah,
the ones that look like
I remember
cards.
those. Yeah.
Cowboy ones too.
Yeah.
I forget what they're the showcase ones for the sets.
Yeah. So you had the Dustmorn ones as well with those.
Yeah.
The Ghost. Yeah. The two Ghostbuster
the
ones.
Nightmare Bundle.
Yep.
Literally. Which, I mean, yeah, I guess with some of those you could say they're part of a release, but you release new products that have not been done before.
Yes.
Within the release,
Yeah.
And we bought all of them.
Bought a lot. I didn't go as deep in some sets as I did others. I'm gonna say.
Same.
I did. I'll say it. I'll the elephant in the room.
Which sets did you go deep
lesson.
in? Which sets did you go hard on?
I went pretty hard on Modern Horizons 3. I got a lot of those Murders at Karlov Manor because it was right before ChicagoCon, so I got like a bunch of stuff for Dan and I to like open while we were there, and then got stuff while I was there.
I'm sorry you picked that set.
I am too. Like I was like, which I mean, this is new business. I'm also like the set we get to go see Chicago, and I'm like another thematically dud. That's new business. But and Dustmorn, I went pretty hard on Dustmorn. I got stuff there. Which I guess, like, looking back, if I had to, like, again, with the power of hindsight, if I had to go hard on one, like, weirdly enough, I would probably pick Foundations now that I see everything. I would have gone ham on that.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't. I pretended to be financially responsible. Because I was financially irresponsible.
Yeah, nice. What about you, Dan?
Yeah, I did. I have so much Murders at Karlov Manor, mostly because of MagicCon. I will say though, I feel like I got pretty lucky. I definitely got a bunch of disguise cards, obviously, which I don't. That's not really my style. But those fucking Surveil lands, dude, in the rare slot, so good, so good. I was never upset to see like a borderless one of those in my packs. And we got super lucky at MagicCon. Hailey, I don't know if you remember this, but between the two of us, we pulled 4 Vein Rippers. The weekend that the Vampire deck won the Pro Tour.
Wow.
So I got home and sold them for shitloads of money.
Yeah. I saved one and the rest I was like, I love vampires, but I also love getting my money back.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was fun. And then I pre-ordered a bunch of stuff to open over the holidays, so then I had to be like reverse financially responsible. So I ended up opening a lot of Foundations, and I ended up not opening a lot of like Bloomburrow and Dustmorn, which I probably will get more of it now that I don't feel like I have to be financially responsible. But also so much more Foundations. It's such a cool set. We're definitely going to talk about that more, and I'm going to buy so much more of it.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, I went hard on Duskmorn and Foundations, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, MagicCon for me, because I did Amsterdam, was Modern Horizons 3, so I got quite a bit of that. But with MagicCon, I bought singles. I started spending lots of money. That's where all my money went. But like Duskmorn was the first time I ever bought a collector booster box. Was Duskmorn.
Yeah.
Fun.
Addicting.
Yeah, and then I got with Foundations. I was on a holiday in Berlin, and I bought a play booster box of Foundations while I was there.
Cool.
As well. So, and I've not bought, like, I buy packs. I buy the bundles for every set that comes out as like the one like main thing I get. But I hadn't bought a play booster box since Albi one. It was probably the last booster box I actually bought.
Oh wow!
As a 36 pack box, that was the last one I went deep in.
Yeah, that's strong convictions. Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all.
They're a lot of money, you know. And considering it's like one set a month, I ain't nobody got time for that.
No, that's my 2025 resolution. I'm like, I'll actually listen to the meme of everyone saying you should just buy singles. Who does that? Like, yeah, but people
now all the chase stuff is in collector boosters. It's like,
yeah,
it's so true.
Like, I'm already seeing like previews of singles I want to buy and plan to buy, but I'm like, it's probably cheaper if I could find it in a collector booster than knowing the price that they're probably going to be as a single. I'm like that now with certain cards and Foundations. I'm like, should I buy some packs and see, or should I just try and buy the single?
Yeah,
it's pretty.
Well, they had the Jumpstart too that released with Foundations, which was like totally separate.
Yeah.
Which I was like, oh man. Wish I had that.
Yeah, that's almost
anime cards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
I was gonna say there's some chase cards in there for sure.
Yeah, like the anime stuff, because they've only been doing the anime cards in Jumpstart stuff, and I think people have slept on that for a long while until now. Now with Foundations Jumpstart, people are like, oh, these are actually really good. Yeah. Really powerful. So let's go heavy on that.
Yeah, and especially the cards that they highlight for just Jumpstart that aren't like reprints. I'm like, oh my god, there were so many cards that like I wanted to go just pick up immediately to slot into decks.
Because I remember there was one Jumpstart. I don't know if it's 2021's Jumpstart, but You can get Shieldred. Shieldred, the Whispering one, comes in the Jumpstart in the mono black. She's one of the chase cards in that.
Yeah.
She's again wild to think of Shieldred.
Didn't they animate?
No, it's just the standard Shieldred, the Whispering one, but in the Jumpstart.
Okay.
Yeah,
that would have been great.
If it was a different version of Shieldred, I would have had it.
Yeah,
it would have been in my Shieldred deck already. But yeah, like you could almost look at Jumpstart as a different set in itself.
Yeah,
well.
That's what I mean. They had almost some of these like hidden products within a set that I was like, wait a minute, how did that happen?
Yeah, I think all told, there was like unique prints between Foundations and Foundations Jumpstart. It was like there was like 740 different prints or something like that, which is like more than twice what a normal big set is. Pretty intense.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I have to say that was like a great idea on their part though. That run and that idea. Like when I first heard it at MagicCon, I was like, all right. And then as it got closer and I saw those releases, I was like, oh, this is so cool.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Pay whoever thought of that a lot of money.
They used to do core sets a lot, and then they stopped doing that for a while. Then I used to really like the core sets, but they sometimes felt a little boring. Although they printed some crazy shit in the core sets, like the Titans were in the core set, Primetime's still banned, so that was in a core set.
Yeah.
But especially after like a set where everyone's wearing detective hats and then everyone's wearing cowboy hats, and then like I love Dustmorn, but it was definitely like a pretty hokey thematic set. And then to just give us like a magic set, I was like, holy shit, finally!
Yeah.
Yeah, my hope was dashed as the year went on. And I was like, oh, all the hype around some of these sets. And then being like, okay, that's cool. I'm sure someone's going to really love this. And there were some that I even bought into like super heavy before it was released. And then I saw it and I was like, oh, okay, wait a minute. I'm glad someone else has this in their life.
Right.
Yeah, I was like that. I was like that with Duskmorn. Like I bought into it heavy. I got the collector booster pack, and it's like, I still like the set. I still think it's a good thematic set, but I feel like they slightly missed the mark on some elements of it. Like some of the stuff we were anticipating when we were chatting about it beforehand, we didn't quite get. But, yeah, like Foundations. To me, Foundations is like a return to core sets when at a time when it was needed, and to be a magic set that is just it's magic. It's not cowboys. It's not Murders at Markov Man. Which again, I know it's the wrong setting. It shouldn't. Anyway, enough of that. Should be new Capenna.
We're going to the new year, Danny.
I know. We're meant to be positive, but it was a good return to the foundations and the fundamentals of what magic is. I feel it's kind of bittersweet because we've got it at the end of 2024 following, and then we had the announcement that in 2025 it's going to be like a 50-50 split of this is magic, this is bullshit. Like I like Universes Beyond, don't get me wrong, but I feel I would have preferred more in-universe, more magic stuff, especially with Foundations coming out and the whole, here's the push to bring it on board new people into this world and setting, yet the next thing we're going to do is not show you that for the next forever. So
yeah, and I guess it's hard too with the Universes Beyond because I mean there's going to be so many people who are hyped about like a certain IP coming into it, and you can't discredit that. Like that's
not
cool,
not at all.
But at the same time, it's kind of like I wish if they're gonna do 10 to secretly 15 releases a year of stuff, like maybe the ratio of the Universes Beyond be a little lower.
Yeah.
And like have them still be like full sets or full releases or whatever, but like I don't need a SpongeBob Secret Lair Universes Beyond.
I mean, I'm gonna buy it.
And that's what I mean. Like I can say I don't like it, but it's also like, you know what? I don't have to buy it. I can say my piece and move on.
Yeah.
And invest in Murders at Karlov Manor, the best set.
Right.
Never.
Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like I've seen that like they do like those surveys every once in a while. They do the surveys sometimes, and basically the results of the survey on Universes Beyond was like if it's an IP you like it, and if it's an IP you don't like it, and that's pretty much like pretty consistently how people feel about it, which I think is kind of funny and also makes sense. But it does. It is a little disheartening to get Foundations and then be like, and then next year, like for example, like they were going to do Lorwyn in 2025, and that got pushed to 2026 so they could do an additional Universes Beyond set because that like that was like did better in the survey results. And I'm like, I personally find that to be poo-poo because I wanted the fucking Lorwyn set. I don't want more Universes Beyond sets right now. Spread them out, you know? Like, we have all this fucking whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, I feel that. At the same time, am I, like, super hyped for Final Fantasy? Hell yeah.
Yeah, so I have to eat my words as soon as they come out of my mouth.
Yeah.
But then saying that, though, the strength of Lorwyn is going to be a fantastic set because it is a very interesting plane with what's going on. But at the same time, I'm like, we have Aether Drift is the next set. It is Fast and Furious meets Mad Max across the multiverse. Again, like, if they do a Vin Diesel card, I'm happy. I don't care. I'll accept it. But like, I feel since, again, this is a pedestal or a soapbox I will always stand on.
Yeah.
Since March of the Machines and the way they fluffed the end of the Thyraxian invasion that they spent 20 odd years making, I feel like they've lost their way with where the Magic universe is going post invasion. Hence why they've been like, they've never given us an actual continuation of the story. Like, realistically, a proper continuation. They've jumped to gimmicky planes with gimmicky short stories. So you had Murders at Karlov Manor, which was just so they could do the collaboration with Clue because Hasbro. Then we got Cowboys because why not? A plane that is literally just a cowboy plane that showed up out of nowhere. That was just a little bit of, you know, what we had since then. We've had Bloomborough, which was fantastic. You know, don't get me wrong, Bloomborough, fantastic set. I'm excited. I'm excited for us to explore that plane more because I think it deserves more than one set. Then we had Duskmourn, very interesting concept. You know, Valgoloth as an entity is very interesting, and the way that story progressed and became what it is. But again, it was a house. Like, you know, give us a bit more.
Is 2024 our, like, beach episode filler?
Dude, it kind of feels like that way, honestly. It really does. I think that's like such an appropriate analogy.
Like, there's still all the elements of it there, but I think more so in the beginning of the year, because I agree, and maybe it is also just preference, like the Murders at Karlov Manor and Thunder Junction seemed gimmicky, or like one shots, like one and done. And if we go back there, they might expand it and flesh it out more. But also, if we never went back there, I'd be like, okay, that's fine. Whereas Bloomborough, there was something different about the story and the cards and the way I guess it was rolled out that did make me want to go back and be like, I feel like there's more depth here.
Yeah. If we D&D'd it, Bloomborough was our Feywild.
Yeah.
Like, we've been running the campaign, and the GM's whiffed the final boss fight. So it's like, shit. Like, let's take a break. Let's play a couple one shots of some different systems. We'll play.
Yeah.
Let me think. What RPG can I compare Murders of Karlov? We'll play Clue. We'll have a board game night this week, guys. Right. And then next week we're going to play Deadlands for a bit, and we'll do Honey Heist even. Because we've got loot, so it's Honey Heist. Now loot is a thing in this world, so that's what it was. And then Bloomborough was like, okay, we're gonna
hunker down.
We're gonna hunker down. And now we're gonna play the Witchlight book for D&D and give that a go. We'll do Feywild stuff, and then everyone enjoyed it. It's like, oh, we're coming back. We're getting back into the campaign now. Like, we've got some cool ideas we can now feed into the campaign later, whilst the GM still writes. Season 2.
Yeah.
That's where I feel like we're at.
Consistently, I think the second half of 2024 was, I think, better than the first half.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. More successful.
But then someone's bought the GM Hot Wheels for Christmas, and now we've got the Drift.
Right. Well, it's funny because they plan the sets out so far in advance that
true.
I feel a little bit bad for them. Not that bad. Let me be totally clear. Not that bad, but I feel a little bit bad for them that they didn't know Karlov Manor and Thunder Junction were going to be duds.
That's true.
They had designed the sets, put them out, and then they had 10 more that are in the works already.
Yeah.
That they either have to just be like, whatever, we started this, or we're going to change the whole thing. Which, if I was a betting man, I'd say they can't change anything because that costs too much fucking money.
Yeah. From the interview I did with Gavin, which again, anyone watching this on the channel, go watch it. It's very interesting. Like, they tend to start working on 4 years in advance, and then they're usually done nearly 12 months in advance because they've got to do all the printing and everything.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, like it's one of those, they've got to kind of go with their gut on it and hope that the community takes on board the changes and the new ideas they're bringing in. I think they did take on board some community feedback, because when they did March the Machine, they did the Aftermath boosters, the Epilogue boosters, the 6 card pieces of...
Everybody hated that.
Yeah. They had those lined up to do those boosters for the Assassin's Creed release. Mm-hmm. And in the end, they were like, oh, maybe we shouldn't do this. And those boosters, they just basically repackaged into the main boosters, the Beyond boosters for it. So that's why you got some of the more special cards in the standard boosters, because those were going to be, left for the epilogue ones. So yeah, they did take on that, but I think with the release schedule, because obviously 2024, as we've heard, it was a lot of releases, and I think that's just something they tried and they've realized that's we're going to have to try and slow that down, because clearly Hasbro may like that a lot of products means a lot more money, but the community is not engaging with it as well, which means the secondhand market isn't doing as well. And I feel, this is just my personal take, but I feel the strength of Magic, not in terms of gameplay, but in terms of the buying and selling of Magic and, company profiting from making the game, is more regulated by the secondhand market than by me and you buying a pack from Wizards. Because I feel you're going to get more people bulk buying Magic products to sell on the secondary market, to break down to singles and sell those singles for inflated prices, than me and you just going to the shop going, I'll buy a bundle box. You're going to get people buying cases and cracking cases for chase cards and doing all that more than this. So if there's that much bloat, the people investing in the bulk buy aren't going to be investing as much, because they need to turn that stock round, they need to buy it themselves and then sell it on. You're just not going to be able to. So I think the bloat in product has seen an impact on that secondhand market. And I think, Hasbro and Wizards have probably seen the knock-on of that. And, even though they've prepped all these sets, like you say, Lorwyn got pushed back. Even though it was pushed back for a Universes Beyond, they might be saying that, but they probably had all those things lined up for 2025. And they're just like, you know what, let's maybe push it back a little bit more, just to not kill it that much, and maybe give more focus per set. It's like with any company releasing multiple different products, from personal experience with my day job, if you release too many products, you can't market all those products efficiently. If you can't market efficiently, you can't sell it. So I think they've seen that through 2024 and realized, you know what, let's I
think there was also like a consumer cycle though, of like being like, oh great, we get more stuff, I can't wait, I'm gonna buy all this stuff, and then realizing like, oh my god, like I have another one that's coming out, I just dropped all this money on these 2 sets, and I have X amount more, and like, oh, but I really like that card they just showed me, like they just dangled the carrot in front of me, like of course I have to go. Like I think it also kind of the buyer fatigue for people 100%. Who do buy up front, like caught up as well too, where I was like, wait, we don't like this. Right. It sounded great, but I don't think I like this.
Yeah, because I would have gone in a lot deeper on, like, say, Modern Horizons 3 if I'd have had a bit more time between that release and then Duskmourn coming after and Foundations after that. Yeah, because I had to be like, okay, I do want stuff from this. There's a lot I could get from MH3, but like, you know what, I'll get singles instead, because I want to try and get those chase cards in these other sets. And like the time between, I'm not going to have enough time to do that. That may miss out on this up and coming product by going deep in this one. Yeah. And then Foundations, I didn't think was going to be as big as it was. So me going deep on that was was an afterthought of going, oh, I need to go in deep on this. Like I'll take the hit and go deep. So it was a light Christmas.
Yeah, it's funny. For me, at least, there's like not enough time in between stuff to like spend my money and then recover and then spend my money again.
Exactly.
So like you said, like I have to like plan it out.
Yeah. Which is like really kind of them to give us Aether Drift at the beginning of the year, because I'm going to skip the hell out of that.
Gives us a break, like I'll look at the set. I've not seen any previews of it. I've seen Chandra on a bike and that's about it, and maybe a Viking ship somewhere. But I'll see what the what cards. It's one of those. That's the sort of set where I will look at it and go, what in this set can I use to upgrade a deck?
Yeah.
I will buy that.
Yeah, for sure.
Rather than I'm just going to go in and see what cool cards I can get.
I mean, I have a feeling that anyone who is like either artifact heavy or like really likes the mechanic of vehicles probably gonna love the set. That's cool.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, I can see.
That means,
Yeah, I can see a lot of it going into. I can see a lot of it being utilized in some vehicle decks, because like since they did like the limousine. Is it the mysterious?
The New Capenna.
Yeah, the New Capenna vehicle, and then you've got
saddling even in
saddling from yeah. You've got that mechanic as well.
Creature vehicles.
Yeah. And you've got the commander deck that has the Gundam in it. I forgot what it's called already.
Kamigawa.
Yeah.
Indian Dynasty.
That's a very well built and popular deck. So I could see some upgrades for me for just going into that.
Yeah, which is I think it's the same sort of mentality I'm gonna have. Like I'm gonna look for single cards that I might use, probably more so like instant sorceries, enchantments, because I feel intuitively a lot of those creatures are gonna be like about piloting and crewing and Tokyo Drift, baby. But
it's not the deck it's not the set I'm gonna buy into to build a deck from. It's the set I'm gonna buy from to upgrade a deck I already have.
And if they don't have a card that references like family, I'll be very upset. Because I have to give my hat off to Wizards for all of like the tongue-in-cheek jokes that they really inserted in a lot of these sets, especially even the ones that we didn't like. I mean, like Thunder Junction had so many cards that I was like laughing at. I was like, I don't want this, but that's pretty funny.
Yeah,
right.
So they don't have that.
Holy cow! Wasn't that in?
Holy cow! Yeah, like I'm like, oh wow.
High Noon.
I want to be that person that Wizards of the Coast.
Correctly.
Not an expert, but they're like, think of a pun that's great. Like, I'm on it, boss.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah. And in Murds at Calamar, they had the whole Scooby-Doo thing in there as well, which was fun.
Yeah.
You can't deny that.
Okay. Try as you might, Danny, you can't deny it.
But yeah. But that's the sets that have been kind of...
Yeah.
That's this year's kind of a little look back on this year's sets. Like, definitely, I mean, big favourites for me. We might as well go around and say what our favourite sets were. Modern Horizons 3, because Eldrazi. Like, I got some nice new Eldrazi cards, and my deck is now horrendously horrible and salty, and everyone loves to play against it. Duskmourn, still, I really love the set. Got a lot of really good cards from it. All the Verges, I've got those in decks as well. They're great cards. A lot of cool creatures that I have put into decks, and I have in a new deck that I'm building. I've got a lot lined up for that. And then the surprise winner of the year, I think, is Foundations. Stand out for me was Foundations.
Yeah, I think for me, Foundations for sure. In terms of Duskmourn, probably edges out Bloomberg by like just a little bit, because I definitely like the sort of horror aspect more than the furry aspect. And then surprise number 3 for me, which is kind of like a perfect example of what we talked about with the Universes Beyond. I loved the Assassin's Creed release. I got so many great cards, but it's also like sentimental. So this would be a case where I'm on the survey saying like, yeah, I love this.
Yeah.
Like, totally flip-flop. I got a lot of great cards from that. I made a deck based off of Assassin's Creed, but again, like, this could be a release that somebody was like, I hated that. I couldn't wait for that to be over. Which I totally get. So that's probably my top 3.
Nice. Yeah, I think mine very similar. I give Modern Horizons 3 number 3 spot for me, just because it felt like every pack you opened, there was something good in it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it was so pushed. It was full of fetch lands. Fucking love that shit. So it's kind of hard to go wrong. I think number 2 for me is Bloomburrow. I like Bloomburrow a little bit more than Duskmourn, so I'm going to give number 2 spot to Bloomburrow. And then number 1, definitely Foundations. I opened so many packs just the last couple of weeks, like doing like holiday celebrations. And I got back from visiting my family where I opened all the packs, and I immediately was like, all right, when am I going to buy more of these fucking things?
Yeah.
That feels like a pretty good sign to me.
Yeah, definitely. I'm the same. Like, I want to buy more collector boosters, and But then I'm just like, I need to buy singles. Like, I got some of the big cards I wanted from the set, but it's like I need the alternate versions. I need the fancy versions because I like the fancy versions.
Yeah.
So it's like, do I just buy a single, or do I buy more packs and maybe get it and something else whilst I'm there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, especially with this one, the like confetti foil special ones, you know, like the price difference between, like, it's almost worth it to buy a $30 pack to try to get it before you spend $300 on the real thing, because the prices are so crazy.
Exactly.
So jacked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. Do you have a favorite card from the year that you could think of? Oh, you do?
Oh, I got a top 5. I have top 5 cards. I got top 5 arts. I'm ready. I'm ready for all the recaps.
I should ask the question without my own answer.
Same. Okay, Dan, you go first, and then Hailey will think.
Ruminate.
You want me to just give you my top one card of the year?
Yeah.
Let's do top 1.
All right. Top number 1 is Fanatic of Ronus from Modern Horizons 3. The mana dork, 2-mana mana dork that makes 4 mana. If you have another big creature, and it's a snake man, and you can eternalize it, it's everything I love, dude. Yeah. Snake man, it makes mana, it does graveyard shit. Number 1. Number 1 by far.
Okay. Is it also your favorite art?
No. No, actually, my favorite arts and my favorite cards didn't overlap at all, actually, which I was kind of surprised.
I would have to say, probably, if I had to pick a favorite card, probably Enduring Tenacity from Duskmourn, the enchantment creature, where it's basically just like another sort of like life gain, life drain combo piece, where it's like, once it dies, you're like, just kidding, you haven't gotten rid of it yet. It's an enchantment now. So I'm like, oh, that's great. That is cool. It's a 2-for-1. I that's like my bread and butter is like a life gain deck, so like love it.
That's good.
Okay. My top card. It is. Purely because I've just put it in a deck that, in one of my old decks that I built a while ago, that I've now upgraded and planned. I think I'm going to play it in an episode I'm going to be filming very soon. It's my Toxel deck, and the card is Maha. It's Feathers Knight.
Oh yeah, okay.
Just because, like, it's for what it is, like, it's not a command. Like, I'm not using it as a commander because, like, it's a high cost card, so it's just gonna get knocked away. But in the right situation, it's just so salty when you play it. But in a Toxel deck, it's just a board wipe for everyone every turn.
So
it's just fantastic. Fun. I class it as a very fun utility creature, but also it's just salty as hell, and it's mono black salt, and you can't beat mono black saltiness.
All of our cards are so telling of who we are as people and Magic players. Like, they literally, I feel like, just from knowing who we are as people, like, on a psychological level, like, oh man, analyze the hell out of that.
Yeah.
Like,
that's funny.
So what's your favorite art then, Dan? Like, you've been deep diving, so.
Yeah. I was, but I feel like I usually don't think about the art too much. That's a lie. I think about the art a lot. I don't think about it a lot in terms of like year gone by. But I feel like there were a lot of cards this year that I opened and I was like, holy shit, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So my number 1 favorite though is definitely the Sorin from the Bloomburrow Secret Lair, where he's a bat.
Nice.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
It's so funny. And it's so good. It's just like emo edgelord fucking bat vampire.
Chibi bat, yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, cool. I can see that. I don't know, because I haven't thought about that. I'm trying to think, to dodge the question only slightly, like maybe my favorite like showcase style from the sets. I don't know, it's hard because I liked all the anime releases from Foundations. That was really, really cool. I think my favorite art is, it's not a deep cut, but it's from the Secret Lair, the Peach Momoko Secret Lair.
Yeah.
Love it. So upset that most of it was either like mono blue or maybe Demir. Because I'm like, I can't justify to myself like getting it because I don't really collect cards for the art. I either have it because I opened it or I'm putting it in a deck. I mean, like, maybe I will one day consider it, but yeah, I think it's probably my favorite. favorite art release from the year.
Okay.
It was so cool.
Really good. Yeah.
Yeah, that I had to like sit and stare at for a while. I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that was a nice one. I think I have two and a possible third. So one is, I forget what the card's called. It's the snake from Bloomborough. The big snake. Yeah, that one. But the alternate art version. That's the like the researcher journal, the field notes version. Yeah. That's beautiful. Yeah. That's I really like that one.
It's a really good one.
Yeah, there is the Scroll and Crawler from Foundations, the Direction Construct, the alt art of that, because I went out and I bought the Manafoil version of it when I was at PAX Unplugged. Beautiful artwork. I love it. Like the fact that it's there, it looks very Direction, but it looks very robotic and like beyond completion. It is a construct, and it's you can see it etching the Direction script on the floating tablets and stuff. I love that. It's like all my vibe. But then the third one, purely because I own the card, but not the alt art version. It's the alt art version I want. Is the Sire of Seven Deaths.
Oh yeah.
Because all the text is down the middle on the card, and the artwork just looks It looks very very Cloverfield, like the creature from Cloverfield. It looks like that rather than just a normal Eldrazi like the standard version is, and that I really like that one. That's the card I'm. Do I buy the single or do I try and crack it?
Chase it.
Yeah.
Chase it, baby. Yeah.
They're my top ones artwork wise for this year.
Those are good ones.
Yeah, those are pretty hot takes.
That's mine. Yeah. What was the other top 5 you had, Dan? You had card. You had
Cards and art.
Card and
those
art,
are my. I picked out those. Yeah, and then those are the tops I noted for myself. Those are the things I think are the most fun, I guess.
Yeah.
What was your favorite band of the year?
Band? Like music?
No, the favorite band card.
Oh, my favorite band card. Oh, definitely Nadu. Top of the lot.
Top of the list.
Top of the list. What a stupid fucking card, dude.
So many crimes.
Unreal. It just like I love the trajectory too of like it got announced. Everyone was like, It got played. Everyone was like, and then it was banned immediately.
Yeah.
That's a short shelf life.
Yeah.
On that card.
That was a good one.
Yeah. When Wizards go, we probably shouldn't have released that. Like stating it the day or two after it was played. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think that was my favorite.
What was your least favorite ban?
Ooh,
that's a great question.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have or play any of like the bands, especially any that were like controversial. My least favorite, if I have to pick, I would say maybe Dockside, only because that's a card that I may have one day considered putting into a deck, especially as I play Prosper.
Yeah.
So I guess like the idea of not being able to play that, you still can, home house rules and all that jazz.
Rule zero anything, like it's all playable still.
Yeah, so I guess if I had to pick, probably that would affect future me the most.
That makes sense. Yeah, I think for me, probably Jeweled Lotus, just because like not for power level reasons or anything like that, but because like it was a print to commander card that does almost nothing anywhere else.
Like the precedent of it, being banned.
Yeah.
Like I don't like you guys made this for this express purpose and then you had to ban it. Like that's fucking dumb.
Yeah, there's one. I mean, for me, it's Mana Crypt. Like I went to Magic on Amsterdam, and I purchased a very beautiful old Mana Crypt.
Right.
And I can't play it now.
Yep.
Snatched.
It's now just sat there.
Hanging out.
Just looking cool. For the time being, for now, it may come back. It may come back.
Yeah.
If they just unbanned Mox Lotus in Modern, so. Not Mox Lotus, Mox Opal, sorry. Mox Opal. But they just banned the One Ring as well, so.
One hand giveth, the other taketh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll just have to do a no ban list Mind of Maelstrom episode, so you get to play all your shitty cards.
Then I can play my Then I can put Emrakul Eon's Torn back in my Eldrazi deck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I have 2 versions.
Well, I'll be busy that day. I don't know when you're filming, but I'll be busy.
Although I don't own a Jeweled Lotus, and I still think I plan to buy one. I'm probably gonna get one. Probably the showcase one from Commander Masters.
Ooh,
Not the texture one, because I ain't got the money for that.
Yeah.
I mean, unless I do some trades, but like that artwork, I think that's probably one of the nice ones. So I'll probably get one just for the collection, and if it does ever get unbanned, then straight in the deck.
Yeah, immediately. I already had it sleeved. Yeah.
Yeah, the bans were interesting, but I mean, it changed a lot. Like the whole ban situation. Obviously, you had the horrendous fallout from it, with people being dicks and making threats. But now the whole committee has switched over to WotC, and now they've got this new. Well, I mean, ownership of the committee is now of WotC, but now they have this new. I don't know if they're still calling it a committee or if they're giving it another name, but it's now a wider group of people involved
just more people
in that. Which hopefully is a positive, because they're bringing in, rather than it being that small group that have been running it for years, they've got a lot of fresh faces in there from a wider gambit of backgrounds and play styles and stuff. So it should be fun to see how that progresses and how the format is managed moving forward. At the end of the day, it's all kitchen table magic. It's what it is. It's all kitchen table until you want to do anything more sanctioned. So.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's a good segue, though, of, like, what do you want to see in 2025? Like, what are you hoping to avoid in 2025, magic-wise? I mean, because, the sets, all of that we talk and say that we're excited about or not excited about, it's happening no matter what. It's the in-between that's more of, like, what you can kind of speculate on what you want or hope to avoid.
Yeah. I'd like to see some more cards unbanned. I'd like to see the ban list reviewed. Like, I'm fine with them adding stuff, but as long as if they're going to add stuff, they're going to pull stuff back out of the ban list, would be nice to keep again, one hand giveth, one hand taketh away.
Yeah.
To lower that sting, because obviously with the bans, when they happen, they hadn't banned anything for years, and then suddenly they hit you with some big bans. Like, if you're going to do more big bans, which, it's possible. Like, there are cards that, like, I'm still waiting on Shoulder of the Apocalypse to get banned, and it hasn't happened yet. I'm waiting to never say never. But, if they're going to do some more big bans, like, it'd be nice to be like, hey, we are doing this, but actually looking at the power levels now, this card that was banned, it's not that bad. Like, let me play Biorhythm again, be fine.
Exactly.
Sure. Out of all the examples, that one for sure.
I have a copy. Like, there's a couple of cards that I've bought recently.
Yeah.
And been like, oh, this looks really cool, this card. Then got it and gone, why won't Moxford let me put it in my deck? I'm like, oh yeah, great.
Banned.
Like, is it Courser of Crewfix or Prophet of Crewfix or something? I bought that recently. I was like, this is so cool. This is broken. Like, yeah, it is. They banned it.
You need to now be counterintuitive with your purchases. If you're excited about something, you have to be like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Your spidey sense.
Gotta check this one.
Yeah.
Probably should.
Yeah, the fact that you're interested in it is probably like, this is pretty banned.
Right.
Yeah. Oh well. So, one for the collection.
Out all the banned cards.
Yeah, I'm just going to have a collection that's going to be like a binder of the banned stuff, and then every now and then I'll just swap.
Yeah.
That should work.
That sounds pretty good.
But yeah, for 2025, I definitely want to see some play in the ban list, and I don't know. I think that's it. Like, in terms of rules and mechanics, as long as they keep poison as low as it is, I'm happy. As long as they don't bring back mana burn, I'm happy. Like that, I'm good with that. That's my hope.
Interesting. What are your hopes and dreams for 2025, Dan?
I honestly am looking forward to some sets that I know I'm not going to give a shit about, so I can playtest some of the decks I've had in Moxfield that I've been looking at for months and sometimes years. There are some decks in there that I am strongly considering building, and then like new sets come out and I build a new deck and I get that one instead. So looking forward to a little breathing room on that.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about Return to Tarkir, because there's gonna be a shitload of fucking dragons there. So
Yeah.
psyched for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm definitely gonna be the Universes Beyond fanboy when Final Fantasy comes out. I already know I'm gonna build like a Final Fantasy themed deck that is all Final Fantasy cards for when it's nerd time, I feel like I saw like a couple of key arts spoiled from that. It was like Sephiroth and Cloud, and I was like, all right, I need to erase this from my memory or I won't be able to do anything else.
You gotta hold space for it, dude.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
So those are my big hopes and dreams, I think. Other than like stuff I want to avoid, I don't know. I maybe have too many decks now, so I'm maybe thinking about chopping some of them up. See how that goes though, if I actually do it.
2025 murder.
Yeah, murder.
Yeah.
Murder's at my house.
Location, Dan's place.
I started breaking some decks down for the first time.
Nice.
Yeah. I broke down, like, I have a deck I built and never played, like, ever. I already started breaking it down. That was my Sauron the Necromancer one. I started breaking that down because I feel like I built it with the intention of it being a cool deck, but then, like, maybe when I got to, like, 40 cards in, I just kind of got... like 20 of those lands. I lost interest in the build process for that one, and I moved on to something else. I just threw a load of stuff in there and made a 100 card deck that probably didn't work. So I started breaking that down for the new mono black deck I'm building, and then I had a pre-con, the Match the Machine Brimaz one. That was one of my early decks as well. I started breaking that down just to pull some of the cards out of it that I wanted to put in other stuff. But then it's like, what do you do with what's left? It's like,
that's always
throw it into the bulk binder.
The bulk box.
Yeah. I'm excited though. Like, there's a few decks I plan. Like, I want to work on. I've got a lot of like. I've got to the point now where I'm like the decks I have. I'm happy with where they're at. Unless I see something new coming out, I'm not going to upgrade them. I'm just going to play them as the fun decks they are. But yeah, I'm hoping. I like the decks I've got and the play style and the interaction I have with them. And I'm building a new mono black deck. That's my little pet project at the minute. Beyond that, I don't have any ideas for, like, am I going to build more decks next year? Like, am I going to do a Final Fantasy one? Am I going to do a Spider-Man deck or whatever when that comes out? Like, what am I going to do? We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
What do you got for us, Hailey? What are your hopes and dreams?
To probably slow down. Like, I went very fast this year, but I also felt pressure on not my like external pressure, but I was like, I gotta catch up. Like, I need decks. I need things to like be able to like offer for all these like new people that I'm meeting. I can't just do the same thing. Like, I felt like I was a little voracious with like how much I was trying to like catch up on learning, catch up on building, catch up on just like connecting. So definitely slowing down. That being said, I definitely am holding space for a Final Fantasy deck, but this year I probably built like 6 or 7 decks.
Oh yeah,
because I had like 1 or 2 before, so like I burned a lot of my like myself like being like I gotta cover wide and get a bunch of stuff. So I definitely want to at least make a Final Fantasy deck. I've told myself that I want to make a lightning deck. I saw the key art for lightning from Final Fantasy, and I'm like,
oh yeah.
Because in my heart, I know that I was like, oh, she's either going to be Boros, maybe Mardu, but I was like, she's definitely going to be some sort of like, I don't know, super, super basic bitch, which I love. So I'm holding space for that. Unless her like text art says like, anytime you attack, you lose the game, I'm making a deck with her. That's my Final Fantasy deck. And then that's it. Maybe I'll make one other deck. I really want to focus on just like fine-tuning the ones that I have.
Nice.
Being more aware of like actually what's wrong with the decks that I play instead of just being like, oh yeah, I won this one and then I lost this one, and not being aware of what I could have done as a player to like make them have more interaction.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So
yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah.
Buying singles.
Yes,
Yeah.
singles.
Outside of Chicago, MagicCon, buying singles.
I've been looking at a lot more like older cards as well, like because we've had a lot of new stuff this year, new cards.
Yeah.
I think some of the bloat from that pushed me to look at, well, what else is out there, like what's already out there, and like there's a lot of fun jank old cards that, you know, when you read them they make no sense, but when you play it with the right other cards, it's like
Untapped
perfect.
potential.
Yes, yeah,
For sure. These hidden gems.
I've had some clutch moments with old cards where the text actually makes other things you would normally not pay attention to important. Like, for example, Volrath's shapeshifter. It's a blue card, but you basically, it comes into play as a copy of whatever creature is on the top of your graveyard. So now the order of your graveyard matters.
Yeah.
You know, whereas normally no one really gave a crap. When you took stuff off the battlefield, you just put it into your hand and then went blur. Well, now I have to put it in specifically because it matters. And that's in my Volrath, the Shapestealer deck, with one of my win cons in that is Biovisionary. Whereas if you have 4 copies of 4 cards on the battlefield that are called Biovisionary at your end step, you win the game. And people see that and know that, so they try and kill it. So it's like, all right, kill it, put it into the graveyard. Okay, now I'll play Volrath Shapeshifter. Now I have a Biovisionary again, which I can start making copies of. Ha, he's back.
Yeah.
It's just fun. I just think it's a fun interaction.
Yeah. That's cool.
But you wouldn't see that these days because they don't make cards that, you know, matter about the graveyard as much, because it's another thing you have to manage, and if you're trying to make the game as easy for onboarding and stuff, then those kind of old crunchy rules don't really, you know, take heed.
There's something kind of great about that, though, if you're in a pod and you play a card and like it kind of stops the table from it, like, what card did you just play? Because it's not part of like the current conversation or a card that everyone's like, that's a staple, which is great. I have so many staples, but like it's kind of fun to have that like aha moment. They're like, I'm sorry, wait a minute, time out.
Yeah.
What did you just play? And you're like, it's a real card, and then you get to go through it. They're like, wait a minute, whoa. And you're like, I know, right?
They're fun ones to discover, and I'm definitely looking forward to it in the new year, because I know there are going to be a few sets that I'm less interested in coming out.
Yeah.
Gives me the time to look back on the history of Magic and the weird and wonderful that's already out there. Like Blood Pet, that's an interesting card with some fun art. Like,
your heart.
Number one in Dan's heart.
Yeah. It's weird cards like that, with weird artwork. Like, old cards have some weird jank artwork, and it's like, they're just so fun. Like, if you have it and you play it on a table where everyone's playing modern decks, and then you're like, okay, I'm going to play this, and everyone goes, what the fuck is that?
What the hell?
And you're like, hey, it's a 1/1, it does nothing, but look at it.
Yeah. The art of distraction.
Yeah.
I try to have at least a couple of those in all of my decks. It's just, it's so fun. Like, you know, if you're not playing your pet cards, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to, is taking a bit more time with my deck building and my upgrading. Definitely from the bloat and the feeling that we need to constantly be making new decks because there's new sets this year. They're going to be kind of pushing against that mentality next year, and just more enjoying what I've got and like slow burn with the build.
Yeah.
Nice.
I need to be razzled and dazzled in 2025 if I'm going to build a deck.
Yeah.
Take me out. Yeah, take me out for dinner. Pay for it.
Yeah, I think 2025 as well is going to be a year for playing more as well. Because I played a lot in 2024. But like, there are a lot of conventions this coming year. No European MagicCon, shame. But, you know, the three of us are going to be at Chicago together.
2025, we get to be in person, baby.
Yeah, so expect a Cocktails and Counterspells in person at Chicago, because why not? Why are we not doing it? We're literally staying in the same Airbnb. We might as well
like
record
all those
it.
other podcasts where they all sit on one couch in one single frame.
Yeah, I'll have to get some new overlays. But yes, we'll do an in-person one. We're going to play a ton of games. I've got, like, with work, I have a million conventions I'm going to be at next year because Wizards seem to be doing more Magic events outside of MagicCons. They did stuff at Gen Con, they did stuff at PAX. So, you know, if that continues, then there's a lot more events I'm going to be at as well. So that'll be fun. Just more playing in person. I'm going to try and, like, for me, one big thing I've dipped my toe in this year, but I want to go a lot further in next year, is more stuff in LGSs, in-person play, because a lot of the time it's either spell table games or, you know, games with friends. But yeah, I do want to venture out more into the LGS and do more stall games and play with new people that way as well.
I have a big question for you, Jenny. This is your first cocktail on Cocktails and Counterspells. What did you make?
So, here's the thing. Like, with this show, yes, we had this premise from day one that we would have a signature cocktail per show that Hailey, our water witch, designs and makes for us. But I don't always have the shit in-house that Hailey uses, because I don't normally drink cocktails, so I don't have the things in hand. So I tend to not fully participate. Whereas for this episode, we were going to do Taste of Karlov, which is something you, Hailey, have made and have released on your socials already. So it wasn't previewed here, it was already out there. So we thought, as it's the end of the year, we'll see what we have and we'll make something.
Kitchen table cocktails.
Yeah, so that's what I've done. So this is a shit ton of tequila. It's definitely more than a double. There is a bit of lemonade for some fizz. There is grenadine, and then I juiced a tangerine or two, because Christmas in the UK, you know, you get tangerines as like part of like the Christmas, like in your stockings. A standard stocking fill in the UK is like a couple of tangerines. And chocolate and sweets and like weird shit.
Right,
it's just a thing.
We'll accept that as fact.
You can Google it. But I have juiced some tangerines, so it's almost a tequila sunrise, but like a little bit different.
I'm impressed. You have elements in there. A tangerine. That's not people with citrus. They usually do just like lemon, lime, orange. So no notes. I mean, maybe ratios, but no notes.
Oh, I'm never good with ratios when it comes to alcohol. So.
That's my goal, which I get to achieve. I can make you a cocktail in person.
Yes. Although, being someone from the UK who comes to America and hears tales of American cuisine and beverages, and I don't know if these still exist over there. We've mentioned it before, but I do feel like if we're gonna do an in-person one, I expect us, because I hear a lot of stories about this drink. We should all have a Four Loko.
I fucking knew it.
So we need to find those, because I want to experience what these things are, because I've only heard horror stories about people that drink them.
Yeah, and I know you can't do caffeine, so I'll drink yours for you.
I mean, I could probably be convinced to drink one.
And they're like that big.
They're pretty big. They're like maybe either 12 to 16.
They're like the Arizona iced tea cans.
Yeah, that's a pretty good size comparison. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, that'll be a fun episode.
That'll for sure. Yeah.
So what we can do is before we start the episode, we chug half a Four Loko. It's my thought. Then we start the episode, but we have the rest of the Four Loko and a cocktail, because we've got to keep them with the show.
The Four Loko's the chaser.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Got it. So the episode ends when we all pass out.
Yeah.
Be like there'll be an extended cut, like, you know, behind the scenes for Patreon. We don't have a Patreon, don't worry.
Yeah.
Maybe one day, but for Patreon members, we'll keep it.
Us on the couch.
Yeah, we'll keep the behind the scenes footage for release at a later date.
Yeah. Everything content.
I can't wait.
Yeah. But then what we do is we do that, and because there are other people staying with us, we get them to be drinking the same, and then we film a 5-headed giant. There's the Commander game where you play with 5 people, like secret command, like secret partner. I don't fucking know that
something. Yeah.
The thing where there's 5 people, but we'll play that after drunk.
Yeah, we'll make our own format.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, we're definitely having drunk games.
Yeah.
That's in the contract.
Yeah, sure.
I signed it.
Cannot. Yeah.
Dan, what are you drinking?
Right now?
Yeah.
Currently, I made one of the Taste of cocktails because I bought those ingredients and then I didn't have anything else, so I had to make this.
I don't do my own horn, but it was a good one.
Yeah, it's really good.
Way to end the year.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
What are you on, Hailey?
Yeah, what's in there?
This is not associated with anything I've made before, so it's white cranberry juice, Cointreau, lime juice, and then I put gin in it.
Okay.
So it's like a
Interesting.
Christmassy drink. It has no creature associated to it, because I just made it up an hour before we started filming.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
It's very basic, so it could be Adeline the Resplendent Cather. Perfect drink for mono white weenie.
Got him.
Nice.
Very good.
I like it.
Nailed it.
Very nice. Very nice.
It ain't no Four Loko.
I just want to try it. I just want to see what the hype is. If there is a hype, I don't know.
We'll achieve all your dreams. You'll have a Four Loko. You'll have Popeyes.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have deep dish pizza.
Mm-hmm.
You really came to the right place. If there were two people who are good at doing things people ask them to do, you're looking at them.
Culinary enablers? Us.
It's us.
100%.
Nice. I'm in. I'm excited.
If you say an idea in front of us as a joke, we'll be like, it's reality now.
Yeah, don't mess around, please.
We're the Make-A-Wish Foundation. It'll happen.
Yeah. Should be good.
Full of potential 2025.
Mm-hmm. Looking forward to it. It's been a good year, though. A good year for us, I would say. Yeah, I can see bigger and better things coming. Hopefully.
For sure.
Yeah. Anyone watching, if you're going to be at MagicCon Chicago and you see the three of us, we will be with other people.
Drunk.
Yeah, we're probably drunk. But there will be members of the Mono Black Meanies there with us. If you've not heard of the Mono Black Meanies, just go on socials and look up Mono Black Meanies. It'll make sense. But we are part of that group, and there are other members of that group that are going to be there that we're going to be hanging out with and playing with. And yeah, we're going to be having fun at Chicago. I'm there as a creator, and I will be doing my first ever meet and greet, hopefully. So please show up, because I don't want to be on my own.
Notice me said bye.
But yeah, we'll have some fun times. And eat pizza and drink Four Locos. Attempt to play Magic at some point.
Oh yeah.
And buying singles.
Buy singles, yeah, for sure.
We'll do that.
Yeah, I want to get more cards signed as well. Artist signed cards as well.
Yeah.
That's a great day one activity.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. But with that, I think we kind of covered 2024.
So,
yeah. 365 days, yeah.
Yeah.
All of them covered.
Yeah, I mean, on the day of filming this, there's a couple of days left, but we're using those so I can edit this and release this on the last day. That makes sense, you know.
The magic of media.
But yeah, thanks for watching Cocktails and Counterspells 2024. We have more coming 2025. You never know, we may even bring on a guest.
What?
I mean, I don't fucking know. You never know, we might have guest episodes.
I think it's possible. You believe?
That sounds like the power of Four Loko speaking right now.
It's in the rumor list.
Yeah. That's the guest. The guest is Four Loko. Sponsored by Four Loko.
Oh, don't say that, because I'll reach out.
I will.
I'm going to get an email address and I'm going to send a cold call email.
All right, my 2025 goal is now surviving.
Yeah.
Don't get alcohol poisoning or a heart attack.
I'm gonna send an email later and see what happens. You never know.
It's like 3:00 your time. Dear Mr. Four Loko.
Yes.
I have a proposal for you.
Oh man.
Premier brand podcast seeks your sponsorship.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about a card game. Extreme.
Your product has been mentioned multiple times during the show and the recording of several episodes. We're just wondering if we can all capitalize on this through mutual benefit, sponsorship and marketing. There you go. That's all you need
Flip
to say.
this and send that to them. Yeah. Don't even write the email. Just cold call email. Don't write anything in the email. Just video attachment. Definitely not a phishing scam.
That's not a bad idea.
That's a terrible idea.
But if it pays off, 2025 sponsorship. Just means you have to start making cocktails with Four Loko.
Well.
Not that magical.
If we say Four Loko enough times, though, you know.
Yeah, it's like Beetlejuice.
Exactly.
Jinx.
Twins.
Well, Beetlejuice, not a bad film. I did enjoy it.
It was a good one.
It was alright. Anyway, before we tangent further into Four Loko. Oh, didn't work. I think we'll say congrats to 2024, and we look forward to 2025.
Love you, 2024.
You were great. Thanks for everything.
Apart from Murder Markov Mala.
Yeah, time for you to go now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, see it.
And then we will say bye as well, because that probably would have been a good time for us to like do our goodbyes at the same time. But we.
Oh yeah, no, this is the New Year's special. There are no rules. Goodbye.
True. See ya.